Hello, everyone. I'm here to talk about how LKAB is mining value in a digital age. I will try to talk where we started, where we are, and what we learned on the way, and also what's ahead. So my name is Daniel Nordvall. I'm the head of data and analytics at LKAB. I have a pretty long experience in IT in the mining industry. I've started working close to the infrastructure side, where I learned the importance of a reliable infrastructure. What I learned on the way was that as more and more machines were being connected, more and more data were being produced. And when I started, Wi-Fi on a drilling rig or a machine in the mine was optional. And a few years later, it was mandatory. You actually service the machine if they didn't have a reliable connection. So what happens when the machine started connecting, they started to produce more data and lots of it. And then I started to learn, okay, this data seems to be valuable. So that's where I shifted my focus to, and spent my rest of the career to focus on the data, on the collection, and how you actually create some actual value from that data. So today I manage the data and AI team at LKAB, and I will talk more about the journey we've taken and the next chapter. But first, a little bit about LKAB. LKAB is one of Sweden's oldest industrial companies, founded in 1890 and is wholly owned by the Swedish state. We are an international high-tech mining and minerals group that mines and upgrades unique iron ore of northern Sweden for the global steel market. The majority of iron ore products are pellets. Pellets like grape-sized like balls. And they are used in the production of steel. And our products are vital raw material in steel making. With around 80% of iron ore production within the EU, we are a great importance of the Europe steel industry, despite being a pretty small player in the global market. We operate in 12 countries, and at the end of 2024, had just over 5,200 employees. Our vision is to lead the transformation of our industry into a sustainable future. Our mission is to innovatively and competitively mine and process iron ore and minerals to produce climate-efficient quality products. Our operations form the foundation of many long and complex value chains, from exploration and mining to processing, transport, and sales. We offer iron ore, minerals, and specialty products to an international market and take responsibility throughout the entire value chain. The deposit we explore and build our business on are located in ore fields in Kiruna, Svappavaara, and Gällivare. From these locations, our products are transported by ore trains to the ports of Narvik and Luleå, and then shipped to customers around the world. Our logistics, we stand for 45% of the total train capacity in Sweden. That makes us the country's largest logistics company. So we handle millions of tons of iron ore products each year. We send up to 14 trains each day from to these different ports. So I would say, railway and ports are the cornerstone of our logistics. They allow us to optimize logistics flows depending on where the customer is located. And this then. Without metals and minerals, there would be no mobile phones, computers, cars, ships, elevators, cranes, bridges, power plants, or space stations. So it all starts in the mine. So enough about our company. We are quite proud of LKAB, but I'm here to talk about the journey we've taken within analytics. So I will start with that now. This is the journey we've taken so far. We started in a way, it's probably not unique for us. It was we had a legacy BI system. It was pretty costly. It was underutilized. We only had finance data in it at that point. So we figured out, okay, we need to leave this. We needed to modernize our data platform. So we knew what we wanted to leave. We maybe didn't know exactly where we were going and what's the end goal was. But we formed a project, and then we started forming a small team, mostly consultant at that stage. And we set the architecture, and soon after that, we had our first solution in production. So the first stint, if you will, took about a year. So from the project formation to our first solution in place took a year. So that was actually, we were quite proud of the result. We worked use case driven and exploratory, and we helped everyone who reached out. And then we expanded the team. We got more and more requests, and we got more known in the business, which was great. And then we started with the data governance program as well, because we noticed that once we were starting building different BI solution and analytics solutions to different businesses, it was really hard to find the data. And once we found the data, we didn't know actually what it meant. So we started a data governance program, and then where we are today now, we are expanding our role and heading into the AI. It seems natural to, once we have all the data and we start to know about it, we should apply some AI to it as well, and quickly create some good value. Now I want to, it says data governance there. We started it and it was quite successful, but it turns out data governance is really, really hard. So we tried. We did all the classical mistakes. We started maybe without formal support from management. We didn't have any key sponsors, so we started bottom up. We started maybe from a technology first perspective, which isn't something we recommend. So if we were to do that part again, we would do it differently. But I would say we have learned a lot along the way. So we had learned the craftsmanship, data governance, and data governance will also be important in our journey ahead. I will get a bit ahead of myself, but in the next chapter we will have some help, we hope. So this is some example of where we are now. We have lots. We have pretty much data. It's quite diverse as well. So we have data from lots of systems. So it's 50 or 60 source systems that we, in some way or another, are getting data from. We have lots of different domains. If you remember earlier when I mentioned the value chain for LKAB, we have data for each of those links in that value chain. So we've come a long way. Again, this is an example, a picture showing kind of going from mostly finance-driven BI platform. Now we have everything that is important. So one thing we have learned the journey so far is we had an approach to pretty much an open door policy. If you wanted help, you got it. So everyone who reached out got some kind of assistance for us. So that helped us, getting known in the business. So then we got from being pretty unknown and start up within the company to where we are now. But the problem with that approach is it doesn't really scale that well. So again, when we come to the next chapter, we will do it a bit differently. And another way we have learned along the way as well was what the principles that got us here. And I will start by saying that we didn't start from day one. Okay, what are our principles? What's important for us? So these principles got to us more, I would say, maybe by exploration. So we took some decisions, and then after the fact, we did some reflection, and this is what we've come up with so far. So we've optimized workflows with new technology, saving time and resources. And a concrete example of that is when we started building a data platform, we from the start said we need warehouse automation. So automation was important from the start. And by focusing on practical, quick to deploy solutions, we've avoided perfection paralysis and delivered value iteratively. And we prioritize intuitive tools aligned with business goals and putting users at the center. A concrete example of that is we always had self-service in mind when we chose the tool and set out the process for how we should engage with the business. And reliable, traceable data has been our foundation, ensuring trust in every insight. And again, the startup of the data governance program is a concrete example of that. So these aren't just ideals, they powered our migration and built trust we enjoy today. And it will be interesting to see one day if these principles hold up in our next chapter. And what will happen if we stand before a decision and we want to ignore our principles. That will be interesting. So that might mean that we are taking the wrong decision willfully, or the principles aren't accurate anymore. But the principles will actually help us to stop before every decisions that we have in front of us. And how we come up with these as well, we logged all the bigger decisions we made throughout the 6 or 7 year long journey was pretty well documented. So with the help of AI, we could get a pretty decent starting plate to kind of have a good start for setting these principles. So the next chapter, if you remember what I said earlier, this was that we didn't have we only knew where what we wanted to leave. We didn't actually know where we wanted to end up. So we will change that for our next chapter. So one thing that's important for that is setting a clear value proposition to start this transformation. So what you see in front of us is 3 different ways of framing the value proposition. The first one is data as a utility, where we are quite strong now, and that is to say, if your data isn't in the data warehouse today, it will be by tomorrow. So we started with that, and now we're ready to shift a little bit to the right. So we're heading into enable the business, where we want more like have data and analytics as a trusted business partner who enables deep insights and solid explanations. And then if it allow us to be a little more visionary, that we with AI and data could drive the business and maybe find with new technology find new areas of revenue. And this it shouldn't be seen as you're either in one or the other. We will always be in all of these at the same time, but we want to focus and start doing more things that actually bring real value. And also having the first value proposition, data as utility, is a pretty good starting point. So we are well prepared for the next chapter. And we have done it like this. It's a classical image with a house and all these pillars, and it works well here as well. So we're starting this time with a crystal clear future state and a narrow focus on high value projects to guide us to be more proactive. And we want to have a closer collaboration within the team and within different business users. And we'll also empower teams selectively, focus on initiatives that align with business priorities. And I will talk a little about what we mean by this. I will try to. It's quite difficult going from a high level and actually down to something that is actually concrete. But I will try to give an example of what we actually mean when we talk about this. So guided by user friendliness and pragmatism, we'll craft narratives that makes data accessible and impactful for business users. So data storytelling is important, and what we mean, what we actually mean by this is making sure that when we create analytic solutions or BI solutions or AI solutions, we always have the end user in mind. So we have a good understanding of the target audience. And we'll also make sure that we have all the definitions in place. So we actually, when we talk about data, that we know what we're talking about. We have a shared understanding. The area is called data literacy, which is important in this. And AI-ready data, that's with iterative development, lets us prepare data pragmatically again for AI, focusing on quality at the core. And again, I mentioned that we've started a data governance program, a while back, and it was difficult. But this time we will always have AI in mind, and this isn't just a name change that AI-ready data is the new data governance. But this time we actually have. It's easier to explain to management that and they understand there's a close connection between data and AI. So if we don't have if we don't have control or know what our data says, we can't do anything with AI. So data horizon, it's a working name, I would say. That's the next version of our current data platform. That's a data platform that is ready for the AI era. We were not doing this technology first, but we need to learn more about the tools that are current and upcoming, so we know when to apply the correct technology. And it goes really fast, so we need to spend some time actually learning what's happening. And data enablement, what we mean by that is that it's with a business needs focus, will empower teams to user-friendly and friendly training and tools, and kind of iteratively refining access. And here we're talking about things like having working user communities, having training sessions, getting to know our end users, but always the users at the center. So where will we end up then? Well, this is what our wanted future state. Again, we will do it differently compared to the first journey, the first chapter. So the wanted future state is this. We are not just a support function. We're a strategic business partner. We know the business deeply. And we'll be able to predict business needs proactively by enabling data-driven decisions organization-wide. And we will, by narrowing our focus, will be more selective with projects that truly drive value. Again, to get back to what I said earlier, the open door tactic worked pretty well in the beginning. It's a good way to get to know your audience or get to know the business, but it doesn't scale. So now we will actually be able to do things more focused. So what we actually do will create real value. It also means saying no sometimes. So that's by saying no to good ideas, well, that will enable us to say yes to some truly great ideas. So that will be a tactic going forward. To conclude everything that it's quite difficult to talk about a 6 or 7 year journey in a few minutes, but we've gone from what we call the classic legacy challenges to a more clear wanted future state. We've had principles that have guided us through the entire way here. They will keep on guiding us. I will think that we'll actually be maybe altering some of them or maybe adding some to them, but the principle has been important and will keep being important. So, and we'll also have gone from a help all approach to again, we're focusing on creating business value. And so yeah, I think it's been a good opportunity to stop and reflect, and we're gonna keep the things that we've learned that worked well for us, and we'll improve on the things that didn't work well for us. So I'm really looking forward to our next chapter, and I'm having a good hunch that the AI that we recently added to our name will probably kind of define our upcoming years. And I think we are in a good position to start harnessing the real power of AI going forward. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed listening to me, and I will maybe come back someday and talk about our next chapter.